What is going on, guys? So today I'm going to talk a bit about my experience with Amazon's final round of interviews, or their whole interview process, and LeetCode, and if it helped me prepare well for it, or how I felt about it, and what questions I thought were useful. So I'm just going to get into that a bit. Basically, I had a initial phone screening which went pretty well. Not much preparations needed for that. You need to just do your research on Amazon a bit and just like know how to describe yourself if you have to. And then they gave me a coding challenge, but they gave me a week to do it whenever. So I actually took, I'd say, like 3 to 4 days of doing LeetCode practice problems, to warm up my algorithm skills and to get back into coding, because I work as a software engineer and I do a lot of web stuff, but I don't do a lot of coding algorithm questions, and those are two different things. I want to stress that they're two different skills. These force you to use what you have a lot less to use, and you have to figure out how to solve the problem with a lot less, basically is what I'm trying to say. So it's a different way of thinking. Some questions don't even let you pass if your runtime is too long, which is very frustrating because you think you have a solution and then it's like, yep, that takes too long, so then you have to figure out, you know what I'm trying to say. So definitely stress practicing these because that helped me pass the coding challenge. So basically with their coding challenge, they give you, like, I'd say a LeetCode easy level question, and they give you all the information that you need, similar to LeetCode easy level, but it was like on HackerRank. And then they also give you a medium second question. So I actually didn't fully solve the easy. I had 13 out of 15 test cases, and then for the medium I got all of the test cases, and then I made it to the final round. So final round, we had the holidays, so there was Christmas and New Year's, so I had 2 weeks, I'd say 2.5 weeks ish, until I could do my final round of interviews. And what I did basically was just do a bunch of LeetCode questions. So I'm just going to be honest with you guys and show you how many I've done. So I did 86 in about that time. I did a lot of easies and then a lot of mediums and then 2 hards. I signed an NDA, so I can't tell you exactly what questions I got, but I will say that questions are not exactly the same type of questions that you get on LeetCode. So LeetCode gives you a lot of information already that you need, and you just have to think about how to solve the problem. So for example, I click on this guy. If the page would load. Holy, sorry guys. Okay. Well, I guess you guys get to see my coding a little bit now too. But see, you get a bunch of inputs and outputs, you get the constraints, you have exactly what you need to solve. Amazon kind of likes to give a more vague question, and they want to see like how you ask questions to the interviewer to get the information you need to solve the problem. So that is something I feel like I lacked in my preparation. I wasn't really expecting that. So I was expecting more of these style questions. But I will say, once I have figured out what I need, how to solve the question, that's where these style of questions kick in. Because you have all the information you need, then it's a coding algorithm question, then it's basically based off of what you practice. So I definitely recommend practicing LeetCode, but just also practice, problem solving some more vague questions too. Just see how that goes. So out of what questions I would say that helped, I would say largely the questions that I got were medium level. I didn't really get any hard level questions, I'd say. And the important concepts to understand would be recursion for sure. So definitely practice some recursion problems, like things that use backtracking, depth first search. You need to understand how to do that because I got hit with some of those questions. And you might get hit with one of those questions in the coding challenge. I have had a friend that got recursion questions in the coding challenge. I personally didn't, but he did. So it's random. So like a question, for example, give me 1 second. This is the one. So this is a good question to know. For example, letter combinations of a phone number, because this is a combinations question, and that means you need to use some sort of backtracking. which means you need to know how to use recursion. And this is recursion within a loop, which is very important to understand, I'd say. So if I didn't understand how to do these types of questions and I went into the final round, I would have been lost for a couple of the questions. Just really want to stress, you gotta understand recursion, even though personally, that's my weakest part in coding. I'd say it's harder to follow mentally, like how the program is being executed, but yeah, you need to know how to do that. I'd say knowing how to traverse a list, also important. Traversing trees, also important. So yeah, definitely practice the easy and medium questions. Don't stress too hard about the hards, but I do feel like since I only did 2, I could have done more, right? If you're banging out hard questions, no problem, and then you get hit with the medium, that medium becomes an easy, right? So totally up to you in your preparation. I feel like I should have done some more hards though. I feel like that would have made me even better. So overall, definitely practice these LeetCode questions, but you need to do other things to prepare as well. So don't just get too stuck on this like I did. Yeah, so hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please drop a like and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.